Hello YouTube fans, and I'm here again to do another movie review. That's right, another movie review. You could say this is the film that inspired Robotop, or could it have started Robotop? Before Robotop there was the Vindicator, if I can pronounce it right. The Vindicator, shot in 1986, and you could say this is similar to Robotop, but not. Got a bit of music, like based all the way through it. It's a bit chilly music, but like taxi music. And then you've got these scientists. You do get a bit of cruelty to animals, which really pisses me off. And I hope that it was not done for real to make the film. Because you've got this thing on this monkey, and this woman's pointing at it, and every time it gets angry, it gets riled up. And then this one fucking dickhead, one arsehole, does it to the point that the monkey gets too much, has a heart attack, and dies, bleeds from the mouth, has a heart attack and fucking dies, and it fucking pisses me off. But that's the only bit what pissed me. The rest of the film, it's not a bad film. So you got one scientist who's getting pissed off because the high up ones want him to work and work and work, and then just one of them night he taxes on there's something going on. So an accident happens in the lab and he's been out dead. You know, all his face gets burned off. But then you find out that's not at all the case. The arsehole has turned him into a robot. It's turned him into a robot. That's why I say it's similar to Robotop. Because he's not dead, he's half man and half robot. But unlike Robotop, where the character Murphy, played by the late, by Peter Weller, could I really feel sorry for Murphy's character? Because in this one, the guy still has his memory and all his face is burned off. I mean, it's literally burnt to the bone and it's only his brain showing. He breaks out anyway, but he has this thing, it's like a thing on his chest, and if you punch it, touch it, it's basically a one-man killing machine. I shit you not, he is a one-man killing machine. You get one guy, he's a bit fat, I'm not being horrible, he's overweight, and he fancies the guy's wife, the one who's a robot, and you think he's a dud guy. All the way through the film, you think he's a dud guy, and he's not a dud guy. You've got this one woman who you might remember, she's been in a lot of the Back for Chasers films, you know, and she plays a total bitch in this film. She plays a bitch because this one woman, right, because he breaks out and he's basically killing people. This robot, who's half man, half machine, he's killing people, right? And he finds out he was set up, he was burnt, you know, I mean, he was paid to be dead because they want to make this robot and make all these pathetic robots similar to him. That's why it's called the Vindicator. Believe it or not, you can find it on YouTube. It's totally uncut, uncensored. I remember it in its day, but I would say it's more of a horror, science fiction thriller. Like Robotop had action in it, this is more horror. And like I say, if he touches his chest in a certain way, he kills people. It's like you get these bikers who are giving him shit, right? And I didn't really feel sorry for the bikers because we're starting on him, they're going to attack him and hit his chest, and he kills them, or he splatters them and cusses the head of one of them, and he dies. He goes, "Oh please, please don't hurt me no more." And I think he said, "I feel sorry for you. You just fucking tried to attack someone because he looked different than you." And it's not a bad film. I mean, it's not a bad one. That's a shot of my tooth, but it's not a bad one. You've got one dude in it. He's friends with the one who lost her husband, well, we think lost her husband. She gets killed, a bit he does do some death there to do. I've never seen this done in any film before, but she gets her and she snaps her neck there, snaps it there, snaps it up, snaps it down, and literally snaps her fucking neck. Thinking that's pretty brutal. And it's like I said, the guy's the fat fucker. Before that happens, he tries to rape the wife. Tries to rape her and kills her at the same time. So he's trying to strangle her and basically rape her at the same time. I'm thinking this guy's really fucked up. But the girl runs out, saves the day. Then she bumps into the one who's the main villain. And like I say, she snaps her neck left, right and centre. Definitely kills her. But I do remember there's one scene where she kills a girl and all because the girl knows too much. So I'm like a spike knife into the back of her head and literally kills her. So it definitely doesn't fuck around on the bloody door. But again, the fat fucker tries to kill our mate, the Vindicator, hits his chest, and he literally cusses the guy to death. He literally cusses him to death. And I think I've seen this fat fucker before. Seen him before? Yeah, he played one of the guys in Death Hunt. Remember the movie with my mate, Giles Bonson? Played in Death Hunt. So he's in this, but he gets in this. He gets cussed to death, and rightly so, because he's a pervert. And you find out that the guy's the sign is... he's making all these robots go to Vinditators, and he goes after him. You do get an epic death scene where he's got a airsuit on and he's fighting with our mate, and he rams a tube in him and he drowns him in this weird liquid. I can't say what it sounds like, it sounds a bit dirty, but he literally drowns the fucker with some liquid, and I love it because he's a scumbag. And he saves the woman, but you got the idea he's been wounded, and you get the idea he's brown bed, he's going to die. He's going to die. But his wife turned out to be pregnant before he got burnt, and he dies. And you get the idea it's a couple of months later, and the son, she's now had the son, she's had a baby, it's a boy, and they visit these Ratsworth museum, and she says, that used to be your dad, because he's got like a Ratsworth to commemorate him. And then it ends, end of movie. So it's not a bad one for what it is. It was shot in 1986, and there's bits of me what wonder whether this was a film that inspired Robotop. Think about it. Man gets killed, man gets resurrected, man turns into a cyborg, robot, whatever you want to fucking call him. But in this, I say it's more horror. It's more of an horror film. It does have a little bit of action in it, but if you're going into it like action like Robotop, you're going to be disappointed. But you can definitely see how the film inspired Robotop. You know what I mean? This one of them, did I feel sorry for Murphy's character? Yeah, but it's a different story. But in this, more so, because in this, he's still alive. When he peels his face, which is in the film, he sells his wife. He's our skeleton there. It's hard to sell, I don't get done for copyright. And he has a brain hanging out. He really just looks, he looks horrible. But it's all black and he's sealed up. It's just the same, I can't sew it, which is funny because YouTube is sewing it, and I found it. I think when I saw it on YouTube and I watched it, the only thing is you get a little bit of a logo there what comes up every 2 minutes. I think it's like selling Fox TV at the time. So because it was marketing Fox TV, you get to see their logo. Only now and again it pops up here and there in certain scenes of Charalog. But it's not a bad one. It's still uncut. It's out-of-firing. Again, a bit. I didn't really think the cootie to the monkey was needed. And again, it's done halfway through the film, which all I do is just use a cutaway from the same scene. But I do love the scene where a monkey jumps up and you get the idea it rips this woman's face. You got these guards and they shoot the monkeys. And again, was it really fucking needed? But hopefully, I'm just hoping. This is coming from the heart. I'm just hoping that no monkeys and any animals were killed for real. But it's a movie, so I'm just hoping there's no cannibal holocaust there. But again, shot in 86, The Vindicator. It's not a bad film, it's not a date film, but if you're going into it for science fiction, you're going into it for a thriller, it's definitely that. There's some fire bits in it. It's definitely not Andy Pandy. This was the days when films were out-of-firing, and it's definitely out-of-firing. Not as out-of-firing as Robotop with my mate Peter Weller, but it's definitely as firing. It's definitely fight when it wants to be. Definitely is a good film. It's definitely that era, like I say, before films went PC pussified. This is definitely not a PC pussified film. Science fiction. It's The Vindicator. Again, shot in 86. You like to see films before films went PC. This is that type of film. So into then, I do more movies and more movie reviews on the way. Into then, be smart, be safe, and fuck it. A 2-star rating. Not date, but it's not shit. Stood out off your time if you want to have a bit of a time waster. And this, again, you could say it's the film of Robotop before Robotop. But into then, see you laters.